Hello and welcome. This reading today is for Leo for February 2023. Welcome to the table, Leo. I do hope you're travelling well through the year. I hope that things have been good to you the beginning of this year anyway. I have 3 decks on the table. Each one of them have been shuffled. I try not to use the 3rd deck, but I will use it if necessary. I try to actually avoid that because otherwise the readings go on too long, but sometimes I need a bit of clarification on some aspects of the reading. The flowers are fresh from my garden this morning. Crystals have been cleaned in their salt bath, and the table has been cleared, and I've asked for protection on the table and on myself and for you viewers. And so the gong has been used for that. I'm an intuitive reader and I read in real time. I use a 10 card spread with an overlay spread of another 10 cards. So there'll be 5 cards along the top row and 5 cards along the bottom row. In each case I will talk about the cards after they've come out, and both the first layer and the second layer, and only then will I use the 3rd deck if I feel that some aspects need clarification. And as I said, the cards have been shuffled already, so this is only a secondary shuffle. Let's commence. Okay, first card out, King of Swords. Second card out, 3 of Pentacles. Third card, the Tower in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright position, and the 2 of Cups in the upright position. In the bottom row, we've got the Hanged Man in the reverse position. The Knight of Cups in the upright position. The 5 of Pentacles in the reverse position, the Ace of Pentacles in the upright position, and the Page of Cups in the upright position. Now on the bottom of the deck, I'll show you first and then I'll take a look. Okay, Page of Swords in the reverse position, so a youthful, young energy. Okay. Alright, let's start talking about these cards. So here we have a mature man. And you will note I use the terms male or female. The cards are gender neutral. There are images portrayed on the cards. This is clearly a man. I say man where I see man. I say woman where I see woman. Do not take offence. The cards are gender neutral, and there is no way of getting around it other than to talk about the energies that are portrayed on the card. So a male here. Someone who's strong in their energy, now a sword energy is about thinking, clear thinking, being analytical, knowing the truth, having wisdom. This can be a lawyer or a legal person, you know, somebody who can analyse and show critical thinking. Okay, doesn't have to be a lawyer or anyone like that, but in terms of the kind of person it might represent, that's the kind of person it might represent. Someone who can think clearly. Now we've got the 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Pentacles is often about contracts and money. So it is about money to a certain extent. It's collaboration and trade. There can be intricacies involved because there's filigree work here, so the intricacies involved in a collaboration or a contract. So I often refer to this as a contract card. So there's more than 2 people involved here, or definitely more than 1. If you are involved in a contract, I suggest you pay attention to the intricacies of the contract, the fine detail, so that you aren't left later on struggling to get what you deserve. But this is actually usually a happy card. So it can be a new opportunity or a new job, a new contract of some sort. So this is actually quite a beneficial card. This is a number 3. So there is progression here from, say, the initial stages of something. This is quite an auspicious card. Now we've got the Tower. So the Tower is in reverse. The Tower can be a sudden shock or a sudden change. It can actually knock your socks off, so to speak, temporarily, or it can actually be something that's been quite devastating. It's in the reverse position. So That's quite a difficult card to read in the aspect of where we are now. But whatever it is, there's a change immediately afterwards. So, the Tower is always about change. What it relates to, I'm not quite sure at this stage. We'll talk about that some more as we go along. But definitely followed by that almost immediately, and as probably a direct consequence of something that happens suddenly or comes to your attention suddenly, or some situation that you find yourself in, there's a change, and that is sort of unavoidable change. So it's like a natural disaster. If you're affected by a natural disaster, everything changes around you, and this is kind of what it is. The world is turned upside down. You are just, it can be catastrophic. It can just be a surprise. So I don't want to read too much into it. If you're not affected by some, disaster or anything, and I'm not predicting one here, this can be simply a surprise. So don't assume I'm predicting a disaster. That's not always the case. But something happens that kind of just puts you off your track. So, as I said, that can be any size. That the tarot doesn't specify what size catastrophe or minor surprise that it might be, but usually something relatively significant to actually make you stop and think again, and reassess things. So there's definitely change coming. We've got the Two of Cups. So these people are very much in love, very focused on each other, but this can equally be a partnership, like a business partnership rather than just a pairing of couple, a pairing of two people. So that could be a new partnership. Because the reason I'm saying that is because this looks contractual. This sort of looks more like a contractual obligation, and that could be something that you've been involved with, but we'll clarify that more as we go along. We've got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is in reverse. So when he's in the reverse position, you can see he's got the halo around here, the nimbus, the halo. He is looking for enlightenment, and he is hanging there on that cross willingly. He's making a willing sacrifice, either with his time or his energy, and he is trying to find enlightenment. It may not be, enlightenment in your situation. It could be that you're willingly sacrificing yourself for your job. You could be willingly sacrificing yourself to study, so that you're giving up your monetary prospects. Perhaps you're studying, and that could be the case because they're connected. So you could be willingly foregoing any remuneration while you take up further studies. It can be any number of sacrifices. And it could be that you're sacrificing yourself to look after somebody else or something like that. But in this case, it does look like perhaps you're studying further. We've got the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is energy coming towards you, loving energy coming towards you, somebody who probably wants to speak to you and say something nice. It looks like it's approaching relatively fast. You can see he has wings on his feet and on his head. Definitely wants to give you some sort of a message, and probably a message of love or affection or fondness or value, that they value you in some way. It's rather interesting. You've got this in the reverse position. So it's the Five of Pentacles. As you can see, these people look quite destitute, and they look impoverished. They're out in the cold. It's not fun for them. They're hobbling along. They're walking past a church, and the lights are on in that church. The anchor is there to make sure they don't lose hope, but it can be financial destitution, a financial shock, financial loss, and under the Tower it's highly likely that there could be some sort of a loss attached to this card. It could be financial, but it can also indicate some other kind of loss. But under here it does look financial loss perhaps. But aren't you lucky? A new opportunity is coming towards you. How lucky are you? And it's under this Wheel of Fortune. So, again, things change, a new opportunity comes towards you. Rather lovely energy on the table. It doesn't really matter so much if you've had a loss or a shock. If something new is coming towards you, perhaps you can make up for what you've lost. Now, under the Two of Cups, you've got the Page of Cups. So this is quite a youthful energy. As I said, he's dreaming and thinking about love. It's a little bit romantic. It's quite a youthful, romantic kind of a love. So perhaps this relationship is just new. Maybe you've just met somebody. And maybe it's in the very early stages of forming a relationship. Up here you've got the Page of Swords in the reverse position. So Page of Swords is somebody who's quite young and has an inquiring mind. And again, he could have an inquiring legal mind. He could be still learning. And as I said, the King of Swords, you may be still learning something. And perhaps you're undertaking legal studies or something along those lines. Quite youthful energy. It's in the reverse position. Perhaps it's a message coming in. Can you see the little birds at the top? Right at the top. So perhaps waiting for a message to come in. And perhaps there's some sort of a delay because it's in the reverse position. I'll now overlay these cards with the next set of cards. And as I said, I usually only use 2 decks. So this third one I will only use if I absolutely have to. I try to avoid using that deck. Only because the reading will go on too long. And this is supposed to be a general reading, so I try not to make them too long. Let's see if we can clarify this King of Swords. I'll just shuffle the cards a little bit. As I said, they're pre-shuffled, but I do like to make sure that you can see that they've been shuffled. These people are quite well grounded, by the way. Just I thought I'd mention that. You know, these people know what they're getting into, or they should know what they're getting into. If it's a contract, as I said, you know what you're getting into, but you do need to make sure you read the fine print if it is a contract. Otherwise, it's just some sort of collaborative venture, perhaps. Okay, King of Swords. Okay, we've got the Nine of Swords, which is nightmares and worries and anxiety. Sleepless nights. I like to show you the cards. If you can look at the cards and you draw your own conclusions from what you see, that's just as valid as what I'm saying. My words may prompt you to see something that you otherwise miss. But your opinion is as valuable as mine. So that's why we do the tarot, and that's why I like to show you the cards. And I hold them up so that you can get a good look. That card, I don't think this card is about illness. I mean, she's fully clothed. It's traditionally more about anxieties and worries and sleepless nights, the things that are keeping you up at night. Let's have a look at this Three of Pentacles card. Okay, the Three of Wands. Okay, you've got 2 threes in a row. 2 threes together. So actually making progress. Whatever you're doing, you're making progress. So the threes are a good card to have. It means that you're making good progress. That's the best I can say about it. You know, you started some venture of some sort, and you're making good headway. So that I'll leave it at that. That's sufficient. In this particular card, actually often in this Three of Wands, it does show water and possibly travel. So perhaps you're considering travel. Let's have a look at this Tower. see if we can get any more information. But as I said, don't be put off just because that card is there. It can, you know, it can be something smaller than a catastrophe or a disaster, but it's usually something that will make you think twice, change direction, anything like that. What have we got? These cards are a little bit obscure. Oh, we've got the Magician in the upright position. So the Magician has usually got the lemniscate on there, so anything is possible. I don't see a lemniscate. I'm having a little bit of a look. No, it's in the upright position. What it's saying here is that you probably have everything you need. Once this Tower moment hits, you've probably got the resources you need, or, you know, and that can be your intellect, your emotions, your money, those kind of things to make progress, to affect a change. Because it does look like your circumstances are going to have a bit of a change there, and it does look like you've got all the tools there. You've got you've got the wand there. The wand is illuminated, so it does look like a little bit of magic will happen, or you will make it happen. Perhaps you already have all the tools at your disposal, because there's wands, pentacles, the cup, and the intellect, the sword. So perhaps you already have everything at your disposal. You may be somebody who's, you know, quite creative and able to negotiate life, and hopefully when that Tower moment hits, you can just transform yourself or transform the energy around you to become advantageous to you. Let's have a look at this Wheel of Fortune. It's interesting, I was talking about learning, and you'll notice that the two at the top here are holding books. So it could be about learning. It definitely, oh, actually, they've all got books, I have to tell you. Sorry, I hadn't even noticed the ones at the bottom have got books as well. So it could be learning, but that's not traditionally what the meaning is, but I noticed it, so I mentioned it. Okay, let's have a look at this Wheel of Fortune. Who have we got here? This is the Hermit. Sorry, these cards are a little bit more enigmatic, and I don't use them very often. This is the Hermit. So the Hermit goes somewhere quiet and contemplates and figures things out. It's rather interesting that it's next to the wheel, on the Wheel of Fortune, next to the Tower and next to the Magician. So it does look very much like you have a lot of resources at your disposal. Whatever it is, though, when you've got this Tower moment, it does look like you need to just pause for a moment and kind of catch your, you know, stop and catch the details of your mind and sort of figure out exactly what it is you want to do. Perhaps hoping for a bit of magic, but I do feel that it's already there. This is quite powerful energy right here. You know, that's major arcana stuff. You've got the Wheel, you've got the Hermit, you've got the Magician and the Tower. So something, and I'd imagine this is towards the middle or end of February, quite powerful forces that you'll be dealing with. So this is very strong energy. Let's have a look at this Two of Cups. What have we got here in reverse? This looks like the Page of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure that's the Page of Pentacles. I'll just take a look once I've shown you. You have a good look at that card. Yes, okay. So probably starting a new venture or something new coming towards you. And you do have the Ace of Pentacles here. So possibly a new partnership. As I say, this is again a very youthful energy, so that could mean something new rather than youthful, but it could also, like it could be relating to your age, but I doubt that. I think it's probably more a youthful energy, so a youthful new way of, or a new way of perhaps finding some finances. How that connects to this, I'm not quite sure, in which case this is probably not a love match, this Two of Cups. It may be like a business partnership rather than a romantic partnership. Let's have a look at this Hanged Man in the reverse position. Oh, we've got the Five of Pentacles again. Okay, so the Destitution card. Okay, so this is money worries, or, being a little bit impoverished. And if, as I said, if you were foregoing money to do study, that may leave you a bit impoverished. That's sort of what I said before. So I'm assuming that that's part of the right thing I said before, is that perhaps you've given up, you've willingly sacrificed some money, perhaps to continue your studies. It may be causing you a little bit of anxiety not having the money, particularly if you're used to it, or maybe you're running a bit short on funds. That can be the case too. If you have committed yourself to study, and then the cost of living now with inflation everywhere, you might find yourself slightly short on funds. That could be the case. Let's have a look at this Knight of Cups. Okay, it's in the reverse position. I'll show you first. I'll just have a look at what the card is. As I said, I'm not overly familiar with these cards. Let me take a quick look. 3. Oh, that's the Empress. That's the Empress. Somebody highly fertile, highly abundant, highly creative. Okay. So, as I said, when I talked about, the energies can be either, the energies coming off the cards can be gender neutral. So this could be a male coming in with declarations of love. This could be a female who's highly fertile, who's very loving at the same time. It could be that there's the two, one or the other, the male and the female, or it could be a female who's very loving and very gentle and very kind and who's interested in building a home and a family, or it could be a male who equally shares those qualities. But as I said, it could be two people shown here, or it could be those qualities all merged into the one, and in which case it would either be a male, it could be either a male or a female. Only you can determine those things. I can't see right into what situation you're in. I can only give you the energy that's on the table. Let's have a look at this Five of Pentacles. It's interesting you've got that twice. So, as I say, perhaps you're feeling a little bit under-resourced, shall I say that way, at the moment. And that could well happen because, inflation is running high in a lot of places all around the world. I think it's gradually starting to take an impact after COVID. All right, here we go. So again, you've got this reversed energy, Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles again, having enough money to meet your obligations, your expenses, and perhaps have a little bit left over. And it's in the reverse position. So I do think perhaps you are finding your resources somewhat depleted or reduced, and perhaps you're struggling a little bit. I don't think it's going to last long. There are too many powerful energies here. Look, you may have had a loss. You may have taken a financial loss. But with the Magician here and the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune, I do think, you might feel a little bit, even the Hermit can be sort of a little bit out in the cold for a little while, but he's quite a powerful figure, and he's got enlightenment. He actually has quite a lot of resources already at his disposal. So this is quite a strong character. The Magician is a strong character as well. So, obviously, Leo, you've got strength of character that, you can make the best even of a bad situation. Because that's what the cards are telling me. So even in a bad situation, I think you have the strength of character to turn something around and get moving and create something new, or, find a better way. whatever it is, Leo, you're looking okay, and even with these cards there, I don't think it's going to knock you around for very long. Let's put it that way. Ace of Pentacles. Oh, okay, so this isn't the Six of Swords, moving into better times, or, you know, leaving the bad times behind, which is interesting. It's under the Wheel of Fortune and after the Tower and after this lack of resources card. So the new opportunity means that you can leave the bad times behind. But there's a delay, because you might have a little bit of a delay as you're waiting for this opportunity to come in. But after that, I think you'll be, you know, I do only think that this is a delay. And again, you can see on this card, it's a little bit of sort of cosmic energy up there, which is interesting because that's also related to the Tower. These are sort of circumstances beyond your control. So I think you will have the capacity and ability to move on from whatever hits you here, and that could be a financial loss. But there's a new opportunity coming in. So then after that, once that opportunity gets there, and there may be some delay in that coming in, I think you'll move away from those bad times. Let's have a look at this Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Ooh, you got the Hierophant. All right, that's about commitments. Perhaps this is a proposal. This could be a wedding proposal. Because this is all about tradition and commitment. So we've got, you know, so this could be actually a proposal or a wedding, or not a wedding, but probably an engagement, I'd imagine. In that case, this business partnership might be a romantic partnership. And maybe this is just, how will I put that? Maybe a new job. Could be a new job at the same time. So look, you've got the Lovers, not the Lovers, the Two of Cups, commitment, and the Page of Cups. This could be a proposal. This, I'd imagine, well, this could come along, you know, it was over here, so it's after this card. So once this new opportunity comes in, it does look like you've got some, you know, some youthful energy going somewhere now. Like, as I said, that could be a new job. So, but you look pretty carefree there, so obviously makes you happy. So that's pretty good. Okay. Well, I don't think I need to clarify this, Leo. I do think you find yourself in a position of strength despite your obstacles and difficulties that seem to come here. And, you know, obviously you've got the strength of character. If you've got the Hermit here, this is a super strong character. This is somebody who's climbed the mountain, who's spent time in introspection, somebody who has done the hard yards, okay? You don't bowl that person over that quickly. So the Wheel of Fortune is good because the Wheel of Fortune actually is often a very positive sign. The Ace of Pentacles is a very positive sign. The Hermit is somebody who's super strength. You've got the Magician here. That actually is the cosmos giving you a little bit of assistance. Well, I hope there's a proposal coming in. That would be lovely. I'd really like that. That would cheer me up no end to think that there were proposals coming in. Oh, and I've got an itchy left palm. Oh, I have to tell you, whenever I get an itchy palm, especially the left palm, there's money coming in and there's money on the table. So it does look like money's coming your way. I won't clarify. Oh, I meant to show you the bottom of the deck. As I said, I always forget to show you the bottom of the deck. Let's have a look what's on the bottom of the deck. I'll show you first. What have we got there? What is that? That looks like temperance. So healing. Healing. It's rather lovely. Healing is, there's the only really word. Balance and healing. Balance and healing. So 2 cups there, balance and healing. She's pouring the so either way, that is a lovely energy. So you can't go wrong. There's an angel there above you. So it does look like you've got some angelic protection there. And clearly wisdom and clear thinking. I think it's quite a lovely reading. You know, feeling a bit impoverished is not terribly awful if there's a new opportunity on the table. And it, you know, luckily this looks like a temporary situation for you because new money is there. Thank you so much for watching, Leo. Bye for now.